The topic I'm going to talk about today is sensitive. Not a lot of people like to talk about it because it is a very sensitive topic. It hits home with a lot of people, and you know, I'm gonna try to be as formal as possible, Miss Honey. But I've noticed this with a lot of churches. I've been through a lot of churches. You know what I'm saying? Especially the black church. And they preach about everything from murder to premarital sex. They talk about you know they talk about teen pregnancy. They talk about things of that nature. But when it comes to abortion, the church is very, very silent. Not many churches, especially the black churches, talk about abortion. And I feel like it's a very important topic because, if you're supposed to be a man of a church of God and you're supposed to go by the Bible and things, and, abortion is definitely talked about in the Bible, yet the church never talks about abortion at all. And I feel like my personal, view on it without going too deep is that I do not agree with abortion. I'm not going to go into the reasons why I disagree with abortion. It's just my belief. I don't believe in abortion. Well, I mean, not to say I don't believe in abortion, because of course abortion exists, but I don't agree with abortion. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the church is really, really silent and scary because, especially in the black church, because, abortion affects predominantly African Americans. We make up 12% of the population, but over 45% of the abortions, and especially in New York, where nearly half, I think it's 49.1% of African American babies being aborted. Now, even if you're for abortions, you have to sit back and say, "Wow, that's a lot of black babies being aborted," and it affects me, and it affects African Americans because if I didn't know any better, it would look like that we're being exterminated. You know what I'm saying? Because extermination, that is a pretty strong word, but that's how I feel. Like, that just came out. But I mean, like 49% of African Americans being aborted, that's half of the African American pregnancies. That's dangerously high. That's not, I mean, that's a horrible figure. And then, but you have to ask the difficult questions, like, why are these people getting abortions? Why? I mean, is there not enough resources in their area, or they're not getting any help? I mean, their situation. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to take a lot of variables into consideration to determine why, to come up with the conclusion why so many people are having abortions. And I think it's a crime not to investigate these things, because when you investigate it and you come up with solutions, you can reduce that. You can reduce abortion. But I feel like abortion is a big problem in our community. A lot of people is not talking about it. A lot of people is very, very silent about it. And I think it's a silent killer. Really, like high blood pressure among African Americans. It's a silent killer, and I think that it needs to be addressed. It should be addressed. How can we reduce abortion? And things like that. And I just feel like the church is not doing its part and alerting the community, like, you know what I'm saying, especially the black community where it's affected most, that this is happening, this is the reasons why it's happening. Let's work towards reducing abortions, because we need more of us on this earth, Miss Honey. We can't be, you know what I'm saying, that's too many. And then I hear some crap about there's too many people on this earth, it's overpopulated. And I be getting tired with them excuses, Miss Honey. This world's not overpopulated, honey. Maybe overpopulated in the sense that resources to people, but not actual people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, people, because people do get greedy with the resources. So if you want to talk about overpopulation as far as resources concerned, then yes. But as far as people are concerned, no, there's no overpopulation problem. You know what I'm saying? But, what do you think? Discuss. Like, do you agree with abortion? Do you not agree with abortions? And tell me why the church, especially the black church, is very, very silent about this. Now, I know you might go to a church where they speak openly about abortion, against abortion, but as far as the churches I've been to, in my personal experience, they are very silent about this issue. And I've seen some videos online with they talk about abortions outside the church, and even the pastors come out and say, how dare you preach against abortion or whatever. And then you get to thinking like, Mr. Preacher, aren't you supposed to be against that, since it says in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill? So, what do you think? You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Let's discuss. Let's have a little conversations. Let's try to keep it civil. But I'm not a moderator, okay? If people want to act the fool, they gonna act the fool, honey. Just block them. But girl, I'll be interested in reading the comments. So let's discuss. Let's, come up with, possibly come up with solutions, because, honey, I think this is a huge problem within the community. It affects us all, but it really, really affects minorities, especially blacks, because, like I said, we make up 12% of the population, but over 45% of the abortions, and something's wrong there. You know what I'm saying? Something is seriously wrong. We have to address this issue before it gets any worse. So that's all for today, girls. Mwah, pow.